Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
I know you want to talk about this mostly because it has to do with your husband.
Okay, so there's a hit show, Don't Look Up, on Netflix, and there's this scene here.
Just maybe one of our scientists can be that friend we all need to lean on during uncertain times.
Call 1-800-532-4500 for peace of mind.
You don't do that because this is what you will hear.
Welcome to America's hottest talk line. Guys, hot ladies are waiting to talk to you. Press 1 now. Ladies, to talk to interesting and exciting guys.
Not hot.
Not
we don't
hot,
get hot
just
guys.
Interesting and exciting.
They get hot girls. We don't get hot guys. Did you ever call a hotline like that when you were younger? You're like 9, trying to do it for free.
Okay, so we were when I was in college, in the dorm rooms, we all had phones on the walls, right?
Yeah.
And the guys that lived next door to us would smoke up and call these lines and punk out. Because, listen, I went to school with a lot of rich kids.
Yeah.
Most of the kids that I partied with and lived with were all trust fund kids. They weren't paying in. I was getting all their financial aid.
Yeah.
And they would call and then mess with these girls. And they'd get through, right? Uh-huh. And it was whatever, $3 a minute on their credit card.
So joke's on them.
Yeah, well, kind of. But they would call and they'd be like, yeah, so what did you think you were going to do before you got into this business? Like, they would ask them questions like that.
Degrading questions.
It was
nice.
very, very weird. And then they'd ask them like, so how did you do in trig last semester?
Yeah.
And like they would be drunk or high and doing this, and we would laugh. We'd sit there laugh, and it was the funniest thing you ever heard.
Oh my God!
So never did it for like pleasure.
Yeah,
just did it to mock others.
There was a story that Derek tells, and it's so funny because I can see him doing this, and therefore I can see my son probably doing this one day. But he had his grandpa's credit card was sitting on the buffet of their home.
Okay, so yeah.
And so he goes and grabs it, takes it into their den. He said his grandpa was gone, running an errand. His grandma was somewhere, but his grandpa's name was Manley. And so he dials the number that he saw on the TV, and he tries to use his lowest voice. You know, Derek, as a grown man, doesn't even have a manly voice. And so he was like, "Hello, this is Manley." And she goes, "You don't sound like a Manley." He goes, "Well, I am." And then he said that they talked for like a couple of minutes, and then they got the charge on the credit card, and his grandpa got in trouble. His grandpa was like trying to explain to the grandma.
Grandma thought grandpa was calling the phone sex line.
Yeah, why are you calling this 1-900 number? And then another one was his cousin Josh was at their house, and for some reason we all have that one cousin that will just sell you down the river. And he says to Derek's mom, Judy, "Hey, you want to know where Derek hides all your Fredericks of Hollywood magazines?"
He was grabbing all the magazines.
Yeah, he'd run to the mailbox, get it before his mom got home from work, put it in the tiles of his ceiling. And so she goes, "Yes, I would love to." And Derek was outside, and Josh goes, "Let's go." Goes back to the bedroom, opens the tile, poof, rains down women's lingerie pictures that were destroyed. I'm like, oh my God, boys.
My dad had been spending like 1 week a month at the Pentagon, and then he'd be home. And we're in the garage, my cousin Jason and I, and we're looking, I don't even know, we're looking for like a tool. Yeah. And I opened this drawer, and there was a Playboy in there. And so we're like, we got to look at this. And it was like a Tuesday afternoon, right, during the summer. My dad was keeping the boat in the garage.
Yep.
And so my cousin Jason came up with the bright idea, go inside, get a Sports Illustrated, and rip the cover off it. And then we'll put the Playboy in the Sports Illustrated so that we won't get caught.
Perfect.
And so there's now the picture. This is a separated from the house garage. In one stall is the boat. In one stall is my mom's car. The garage is shut. There's quiet everywhere.
Yeah.
My mom, her spidey senses go off. She walks outside, goes into the garage. She throws the door open. There's my cousin Jason and I sitting in the middle seat of the boat.
Oh, my God. Just
looking at
girls?
a Sports Illustrated. She goes, "What are you guys doing?" "Oh, just reading Sports Illustrated."
Yeah.
She goes, "There's no way." Like, she knew that it was absolutely not Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
And she grabs it, and the Playboy falls out.
Oh, my God.
We didn't know what to say.
Was this in the 80s?
This would have been, late,
David.
Yeah, early 80s, mid 80s, I guess.
Yuck.
And my mom didn't know how to punish us. My dad was like the authority figure, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's a Green Beret. He's going to put the hammer down. But he's not going to be home for like another 5 days. So my mother, her way of punishing us was to make us sit crisscross applesauce in front of the TV. She turned on Channel 9 knowing that Little House on the Prairie was on.
Yeah.
She thought we needed a little bit of Little House on the Prairie, Jesus.
Uh-huh.
And we had to watch an episode of Little House on the Prairie while she called, my aunt.
Yeah.
Hey, you're going to need to come get Jason because we just caught him looking at a Playboy.
It's always an older cousin that just, does you dirty.
It's a bad influence.
Yeah.
So we thought you got to have one of these stories. You found your kid's stash.
You found someone's credit card and decided to use it.
The 900 number. What's the story? If you watch the show Don't Look Up, you realize that they say something about, they list some 800 number for mental health, right?
Yes, but this could maybe
relieve some stress.
Encourage better mental health.
If you actually call the number.
Yeah.
Welcome to America's hottest talk line. Guys, hot ladies are waiting to talk to you. Press 1 now. Ladies, to talk to interesting and exciting guys.
Yeah, all right.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like I could probably just sit in my house and take phone calls like that.
I don't know if that still exists, does it? I mean, there's still...
Oh, sure.
Really?
Sure. There are phone numbers like that.
People still make a living off of talking to weird dudes like this?
It's like 60-year-old lonely men off the grid that just want to talk to a female.
Or 13-year-olds named Derek who steal their grandfather's credit card, and then the grandpa gets reamed out because of it. That's
Derek
what happened.
was he was looking through this drawer where I have all my ponytail holders and my brush and stuff like that, and there were some tweezers in the shape of like a lady, like a pinup lady.
Sure.
And she's got her hand on her whatever, and he goes, anything can be
Liam's
inspiration.
It's going to spark.
I was like,
yeah.
Oh my God, I can't think like that.
I'll tell you what, it's like Lily from the AT&T commercial sometimes.
You're so weird.
Never mind. Hey,
You're
Matt,
so weird.
Matt, how's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Good, man. What's the memory you have of that time where it was a weird time in a young man's life and you probably did something a little weirder?
So growing up, I had a twin brother, and we shared the bathroom in the basement. My sister came down one time, and she finds a magazine laying on the sink, and she comes out, and she goes, "Whose is this?"
Yeah.
I just looked at her and said, "That's not mine." And my twin brother looked at her and goes, "I read it for the article."
Don't they always read it for the article?
Now, hey, I don't know how old you are, Matt, but when I was in college, this was the weirdest. We'd go to some of these frat houses, and you would go there was like a main level bathroom that everybody used. You'd have to stand in line, but if you knew the guys that were throwing the party, you could either get upstairs or get into the basement to use the bathroom. And you'd go into the basement, and it would be out of toilet paper. So where do you look? Under the vanity, right? And you'd look under the vanity. There would be literally a stockpile of Penthouse Forum and stuff like that. And you just instantly felt like, ew, this is too much DNA floating around here. You know what I mean?
Yes, we know what you mean. Derek's brother, Dusty, was part of a frat house, and in their basement was this torture chamber looking bathroom. It was so disgusting, but on the walls they had
ladies
taped,
Oh, no.
naked ladies. So that was like a retreat.
See, Matt,
room.
what you were doing wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been. You took the easy road.
Where do you get the magazine, by the way?
Yeah, where do you buy one of those nowadays?
I don't know where he bought.
Some gas stations still have them, don't they?
But they have a black cover.
Sure. That was 30 or 20 years ago.
Could you? Because Playboy isn't in print anymore, is it?
No.
So I wonder, because Penthouse or Hustler or stuff like that, could you still get a subscription?
I don't know. Why don't you look on your work computer?
Yeah, on your work computer. Great. All right. Thanks, Matt. Have a great day.
Radio Paparazzi.
All right. So Jon Stewart, he had to set the record straight. So he did this podcast. He lightheartedly compared J.K. Rowling's depiction of the goblins. If you watch Harry Potter, they look similar to anti-Semitic illustrations that were made back in 1903 in a book. And he was stunned when he woke up and saw that Twitter just ran with it.
Let me just say this super clearly as I can. I do not think J.K. Rowling is anti-Semitic. I did not accuse her of being anti-Semitic. I do not think that the Harry Potter movies are anti-Semitic. I really love the Harry Potter movies, probably too much for a gentleman of my considerable age.
And there you go. It should be over. All right. Blink-182 drummer. And I love how they put this as well as his title.
Used to be just one of the best drummers in the world. Now he's being referred to as
Kourtney Kardashian's fiance. I'd be like, what? But yeah, he just wanted to show on Instagram how amazing he is and how any song can be turned into a rock song. This is Adele's Easy on Me.
I like it.
Is he really the best in the world?
Yeah, he's got to be one of the best drummers on the planet.
Really?
Yeah, legitimately. I mean, it's like him and Tommy Lee are probably the...
What about Flea? Flea's got to be amazing.
He plays the bass.
Yep. Who's the drummer? Is the guy that looks like Will Ferrell, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind. Michael Jackson's daughter, singer/actress Paris Jackson, was asked the question, would you ever team up with your auntie Janet to do a collaboration? And here's her response.
Sure. I mean, if she wants to do my kind of genre, I mean, our music is very different. You know, I fall in like the folk grunge category, and she's like hip hop and R&B and soul and like that classic good. You know what I mean?
Can it only be a niece that says, yeah, she'll do the kind of music that I do?
I love that she's the only one on the planet that can tell Janet Jackson what to do.
Yeah, you're going to do folk music, Miss Janet, if you're nasty. Blowing out their candles today, funny lady Kate McKinnon is 38. Hilaria Baldwin is 38. And Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson, is 67 today.
What instruments has young Liam attempted to play?
Well, I just had to pay $9 for the recorder, and that's it. Like, he tried piano, but I don't know. I don't think you're ever too young to start learning an instrument or being introduced to an instrument, but he just didn't have the patience. He was like, I don't know, was he four or five? And we would go, and he was just over it. But I would have loved to have stuck with that.
I'm old enough, by the way, that when I played the recorder in music class in school, you grabbed one out of the big cardboard box.
Yep.
You played it, then you threw it in the box, and the next hour's worth of kids would come in and suck your saliva out of it.
Yeah.
The world we're living in today, I gag when I think about this.
So maybe I didn't have that, but we had like the plastic sleeves that went over it with
not
the flap.
even a thing when I was a kid.
No?
Not even. It was a box in the corner of Mr. Larson's music room.
Yuck.
And it was he had the big room because it had the divider that would accordion out so that he could get the band in there.
Yeah.
But in our class, it was just there. And he said, okay, grab a recorder. And every kid would walk over to the box and grab one. And when you were done with class, all right, put them away. You'd throw them back in there.
Gross.
And the next class would come in and suck your spit out of there. Okay.
Ew.
So off topic.
Okay.
I have a friend, though, whose son has just decided he is going to be playing the trombone.
What does Nolan play?
Nothing.
Didn't he have a huge instrument, though?
No, Peyton at once played like the bassoon or something like that. And like, because every kid's supposed to do something for a year, right?
You looked so tired for many months.
Oh, my God, carrying that thing around. And it was bigger than he was for a while. And so anyway, my friend's son is in 7th grade, and he is playing the trombone. And he's going to stick it out. He's a very musical kid. And he's like, this is driving me bananas. I would have bought a house that was more soundproof.
Yeah.
He goes, and they have a 3-story house, and he says that his son has to play it upstairs, and he'll go downstairs and watch TV or have a beer, and he can still hear it. It's driving him crazy. So what I want to do is I want to open this up beyond music. But what is the hobby? You love your kid, but you hate their hobby. This text hurts me.
Which one?
Alyssa, my 35-year-old brother bought a $700 Star Wars Lego set.
Yeah, but could that be like a puzzle? That could be like a grown man doing a puzzle.
Spending $700 on a puzzle? I'll tell you what.
Obviously not on dates.
One of the jobs I had when I was in college, I worked at a place called Games by James. So basically, they carried some really high-end chess sets, which were cool. But they would basically take a Monopoly game that you could buy at Walmart for like, whatever, $10.
Yeah.
And they charge $16 for it. It was like a high-end game place, and you could get the Magic the Gathering cards and stuff like that. But and then they also, one of the specialties where they sold all the different sided die. So not just a 6-sided die, but like the ones that people would use for Dungeons and Dragons, like all the way up to like 50 and 100, sided die or whatever the deal was. But one of the things that we would sell would be the Rollout Mats. So it's a piece of felt, and you roll it out on a table so that when you're done with your puzzle, then we would sell this, like what do you use for paper mache? What's that called? It's like an epoxy that you run over the top of it. It's like a glue, but not super gluey. And you would take this paste and you'd smear it all over the top of your puzzle, and then you would roll it up in this felt, and then you could put it back in the tube so that you would save your puzzle. And people would buy these like crazy. And I would be like, isn't the fun of doing a puzzle like finishing it, then breaking it all up, and then having to do it again? But
I don't know. I feel like I would frame it if I spent that much time doing it.
If you frame a puzzle, I don't want to be your friend. If you frame a puzzle, come on.
You're being so judgmental right now.
Hell yes. If I walk into your home and you have a puzzle like the Eiffel Tower, a 7,000-piece puzzle framed, I leave. I don't want to party with you,
That's
cowboy.
all I have to do.
That's all you have to do. Now, I have a friend, and he didn't want me to say his name on the air, but his son is in 7th grade, just a year younger than mine, and he's taking up the trombone. He said, Dad, this is what I want to play, and he'll do marching band and everything like that. They're a very musical family. And he said it's driving him bananas. This kid is playing it everywhere. He said the worst is because there's a whole bunch of TikTok videos, which are super funny, of people coming up behind their parents and blowing that thing as hard as they can and as loud as they can and scaring their dad. His son is constantly setting phones up around the house and running video, and then so he'll walk into a room and he'll look around and if he sees a phone, he backs out.
Yeah.
Because he knows that his kid's trying to catch one of these and go viral on it. But he said, I love my kid, but his habit's driving me crazy. And so I thought, all right, well, this would be kind of interesting. What do our listeners think as far as, loving their children, but those kids have got a habit, and it is driving them bananas. Or hobby, yeah. I mean, it's buck wild right now. How's Victoria doing?
I'm good, thank you.
What's the hobby? No, I'm good, thanks.
My son beatboxes.
Okay.
Oh, my God, he's not in the car with you right now, is he?
He's absolutely not. No, I wouldn't be talking about it.
I mean, is he good, or is there like spit flying everywhere?
Nope, he is really good, but there are times that he's really bad when he's trying to learn new things to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and when that happens, it's like, 9:30 at night, and he's in his room beatboxing, and I can hear him in the living room, and I want to just.
How old is he? Because this is a really lost art. How old is he?
He's 17.
All right. And is he trying to turn this into a profession?
I don't know what his goal is with this because he doesn't really talk to me about it.
But do we know where we could go with beatboxing? Like, do we know?
No, not really. It's just he's very musically inclined, so I think that he just kind of picked it up one day or saw somebody doing it on a stream maybe. And
does he have a group of friends that can rap along to it? Can he lay down a beat and guys can flow with him, or is he all by himself on this?
He's pretty much alone. Yeah. He doesn't. Nobody else really does it. I don't even know what his friends actually think about it, but it's a constant thing. He does it all the time, and
you love him, but it's driving you crazy.
Yeah, it's been 2 years now, and this is the first time I've actually said anything about it to complain. So thanks for being my outlet.
You got it.
We're always here. If you want to piss and moan, we're always here for you. Have a great day.
Absolutely. You too.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Caitlin, how you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You love your kid, but you hate their hobby. What's the hobby?
Well, it's only just begun because he's only 6, but his latest obsession is Legos.
Yeah.
Oh, how you hating on Legos?
And because they really hurt to step on. They work all over the floor, and they're expensive. I mean, my he's 23, going to be 24-year-old cousin has also discovered Legos, and he bought this 6,000 plus piece Hogwarts castle, which, don't get me wrong, it's cool, but it's so expensive. And it's like, oh, I just can see my son going there.
How much does the Hogwarts castle cost?
Oh, all my cousin would tell me is it was too much.
I would say in the hundreds.
You should see can you Google that real quick?
The Hogwarts, you said 6,000?
Because if Kat and I both gave ourselves each other the exact same look when you said 24-year-old cousin that was into Legos, I was like, man, there's got to be a different.
Are you ready?
Oh, what is it? How much?
Well, the Lego, it is $567.
What?
That is crazy. Yeah. And he spent that much. Yeah. Is it all complete?
He is currently working on it, yes.
Okay. Which, you know what? I think Legos take a lot of patience, creativity. So I'm not going to knock Legos.
This guy's smoking a lot of weed doing this.
But he's the guy. Do you remember, obviously we all remember when people were lighting targets on fire a year and a half ago, but that one lone white guy walking out with just the Lego Star Wars set?
I don't remember that at all.
Oh my God, you have to Google the picture. It is so funny. Everyone is like, it's not funny, but like trying to get money out of the
till or the ATM machine or something.
And grabbing things that are like super expensive. And he has the Lego set.
He's got the Millennium Falcon and he's just bouncing.
So, I mean, I don't know. Legos are an acquired taste. My nephew is obsessed.
I'm not hating on Legos themselves, just hating on the fact that my son has found them and he likes to leave them everywhere and I step on them.
But are they good babysitters? Like, is he good for like 3 hours by himself with these Legos?
Oh, yeah, you could leave that kid alone. I'm not alone, but let him do his own thing.
Cat's just looking for other ways to not parent today, so we appreciate you providing that for her.
There could be worse, you guys. They could be out selling Mickeys or something, but he's playing Legos.
He's 6 years old.
It's 2022,
right,
man.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Let's begin now.
All right, here comes the Thursday show, and welcome on to our side of the radio. I'm JJ. Cat's here as well. How you feeling?
I am feeling quite well and quite accomplished yesterday. I ran a lot of errands. I really like Shields. Skate department. What a nice guy.
Yeah. Was it Joe?
Joe Mama? I don't know. No, I just dropped him off. He goes, 15 minutes. I'm like, how much does this cost? He goes, $5. I'm like, where am I? Like, what costs $5 anymore? I legit was expecting $15, $20.
For a skate sharpening?
I don't know. I don't know. But while I was waiting, went and got a back rub at my dragon massage.
That is such a weird
concept. They know what's going on.
It's such a weird concept to me that you're in the mall getting a massage.
I know.
I'm sure they do a great job, but it's just very odd to me.
So I didn't realize the angle of the chair. So everybody walking by, when you put your face in a thing, that's what they saw my face look like. So I'm like, next time.
Are you really kind of sitting up but just leaning forward a little bit?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
And your face is just peeping out that little hole.
Yeah. Went to Dunn Brothers, got a coffee, went to Coburn's, picked Liam up. We checked out the ice.
These don't sound, by the way, like errands. They sound like you just doing self-care.
Well, yes. Errands/self-care, things that make me happy. And that's it. But, you don't feel like a loser until you're sitting in an empty parking lot while it's snowing, eating your lunch by yourself. Like I felt like
loser
such
status.
a loser.
Yeah, you should have.
I was like, oh my God, I don't have any plans with friends or anything like that.
Good block party today. Well done.
There's a lot to choose from, but I had to choose those three.
All songs with numbers in them, right?
Yep.
Or at least artists that had numbers in them. You had 311, you had 112, and Matchbox 20.
What was the concert you took in? And the rain started coming down.
Oh, we were watching. It was U2. You could have done anything from U2. We were at TCF Bank Stadium. My wife and I were watching U2, and it's cold. And we had it was a weird crowd because we were supposed to be like on the field, right? And they had filled the bleachers.
Yep.
And we were supposed to be way in the back. And just because the concert promoter we knew and they gave us tickets, but they're never the greatest tickets, right? So we wormed our way up, and we're maybe 10 rows back, right? And what was the coolest part is they started playing Angel of Harlem. And then the skies just opened up.
Wow.
It was so crazy, and it was like a religious experience. It was just pouring rain, and the rest, they had a little bit of a band shelter set up. So the rest of the band, because they all had electric guitars and stuff, they kind of slid back. But then Bono came out with a wireless mic and just did everything in the rain.
Did you do anything romantic when that happened? Did you seize the moment? Did you grab the back of her head and kiss her and say, I wish I met you earlier?
No, not at all.
Wow.
I was
like, hey, want a beer?
No, it wasn't like that. It was nobody was talking. It was just everybody was just like, What? I
Yeah.
mean, it was very, very, very cool. So good choices today. I would like you to focus on this fine piece of athletic wear that I'm wearing today. Would you like to read what it says across this heaving chest?
Yeah. It says overhyped.
Oh, wow. How you hate
AKA
that.
Peloton.
And then what does it say on this arm?
Century.
And what does it say on this arm?
100.
What's it say?
Your age.
Oh.
A P.
Yep. Because who rode their bike 100 times?
Wow.
This guy.
You know what? I appreciate that they keep track of that.
Yeah. And you gotta send them your information, and then they send you a shirt when you ride 100 bike rides.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I wanted to do this today because a lot of fitness companies, like I know Orange Theory will give a lot of their people like a t-shirt or a bag or a cup or something like that after they've done so many workouts and stuff like that. But what's in your wardrobe that you can wear that people go, oh, you did something?
I would say, and I feel bad because Holly-Ball has been virtual for 2 years.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to actually like get down and dirty and put stuff together for next year. Like when with the creative department, it's going to be so much fun. But every year you get a t-shirt and then a beanie and a sweatshirt every single year. And I feel so bad wearing it because I'm like, nobody really, unless you're on the panel, do anything for it because it's virtual.
It's kind of exclusive.
Yes.
So that's what I want to look for real quick this morning. Will you call us at 251-1047 and let us know what you have in your wardrobe that you can wear and people know, I did something.
You know, I do have to say I love and it's just like that fabric, like that. What is that fabric?
This is like a wicking.
Wicking, yeah. And I got the long sleeve Becker Bulldogs coaching shirt for the second year in a row.
So you can only get that if you're a coach?
You can only get that if you're a coach. So there you go. Or assistant coach, emailer, which is what I am.
So what do you have in your wardrobe that you can wear and people automatically know you did something cool? I hate that I went to the mailbox every day for the last month just waiting for a stupid T-shirt. But when I got it and it said my name on it and it came from Peloton.
You know, it's a nice shirt. It's a nice shirt. I won't knock it.
It's a great shirt.
It's
and
and you
so
can't
much
have
one.
money on a bike.
You can't have one.
I don't want one.
You can't even have this shirt.
I don't want a bike. I can't even bike ride with my butt the way it is.
Whoa.
No, I cannot. It is not comfortable.
Because I made the Century Club and I got 100 rides in. I'm going to wear this shirt every day now.
Look at how you look. Can I take a picture of what you look like? You look pompous. If I had to pick a word, let me just there you go. Oh, my phone won't even allow taking a picture
because
of
it's a crap Android. That's why it won't allow good things in your life. So I thought, let's concentrate on something in your wardrobe that says I did something.
I love this text 2253. My daughter has a sweatshirt from breaking a world record in Florida in October for water skiing.
Right on.
How crazy is that?
Cool. Hold on. You only got a T-shirt or a sweatshirt for breaking a world record?
I know. Have you ever watched one of those? Is it a river rat or what are they?
They do the pyramid?
Yeah. And they do it right down on the river, right off 94, right before you get to downtown Minneapolis.
That's buck wild, guys.
So cool. And that takes a lot of skill. Anaya says, I have a KCLD t-shirt so people know I'm cool.
There it is. Right? I mean, we had how many years and years and years that we did our special Christmas shirts. Those are kind of collector items right now. So what do you have on that just basically says, I did something? Travis, what are we dealing with here today?
Well, I got my son with me, and he's wearing his jersey today, and he's going to be doing some basketball.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So it's a basketball jersey for what team?
Staples Cardinals.
Nice. Right. Does he not have school today?
We do. He were running late. We kind of slept in. So it happened.
All right. So, how old is he?
How old are you?
Oh,
Come on,
God.
say it.
Oh, he wants 13. Him to talk.
Yeah, I did. He's a little shy right now.
That's all right.
We literally thought you didn't know how old your child was.
Yeah, we both looked at each other like, oh my God, Travis.
How old is he? No, yeah. I was just hoping I could get him to speak, but he's being a little shy.
That's all right. It happens. So, hey, have a good day, guys, and enjoy, Travis, getting your kid into school late because you slept in.
That's it. They won't judge me because I'll tell them what's what.
Yeah, you will.
I am weird.
You don't think this is a little weird?
No, I don't think it's weird at all.
Weird news.
Didn't think she'd do it. I'm not going to do it, girl. I did it. A woman in Las Vegas, she was in love with the color pink, and she did. She ended up going through with the marriage.
Do you take the color pink, be the one you not only give love, respect, and compassion to, but also allow yourself to receive the same love from?
I do.
There are too many people there encouraging that. I don't understand.
Whatever makes you happy, man. As long as you're not bothering me, I don't care. Marry a puppy or a
now
whatever,
she's Miss
cantaloupe
Kitten
or pink or whatever.
Kitten K Pink is her name, and that is what's weird.
Radio Paparazzi.
Okay, so Ed Sheeran, next time he's on tour, he's like gone full family man. He is set to hit the road, not a worldwide musical tour. He wants to have a fun family road trip.
We're going to spend time in each city. We're going to try and do it on a train or talking to VW about an electric camper van. I want to travel to every show as electric as possible.
Electric camper van with your family from show to show.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Right on, Eddie.
Bravo's Andy Cohen and CNN's Anderson Cooper, they are magic together when they do their broadcast on New Year's Eve. But does that mean they would be in a relationship?
It's not what our relationship is based on. We're just friends. That's not a part of it. I think at this point we know each other too well. We're not attracted to each other in that way. No, he's a handsome guy. He's a handsome guy. What can I tell you?
You know what's the worst? When someone says that, but you're actually attracted to them. And then you're like, oh, wait.
No. I just like him as a friend. Oh, yep. Same here.
Well, yeah. Well, I do not find them attractive at all. Oh, thanks. All right, Doja Cat. You'd think that she's always in her little bustiers and her bralettes and just looking fantastic all the time. It's good to know that she is just in sweats like all of us.
There's a time and place for like everything. I really like to be comfortable. I like to like have big pants on.
Me too.
But big pants with a little bra top.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, girl. You got that? You need a minute?
Nope. Good right here.
Blowing out their candles today, we have Who's the Boss star Danny Pintero. What was he?
Jonathan,
46. TV host Julie Chen is 52. And NFL host Howie Long is 62 today.
So, most people make a resolution in the new year to live more healthy, whether that is to get on an exercise plan, to quit smoking, to kick a bad habit, whatever the deal is. But most people will decide that they're going to alter their diet as part of the way of living healthy. Well, science finally has done it for us. So there's a billion diets out there, and science has determined the number one best diet if you want to lose weight in 2022 is... the Mediterranean diet.
Do you just eat olives or what?
So here's how this works. They say it's the healthiest, and it's giving you the best chance to lose weight. Again, this is according to science. It's where you eat a lot of produce and seafood, but you limit dairy and meat.
All right. And olives very good for heart health, brain functioning. So I can see that would be really beneficial. Cutting out dairy has been a big deal for me because I love cheese, but I go dairy-free cheese. I just got some dairy-free cream cheese spread. Can't even tell. You cannot tell. It's delicious.
What if you go to a restaurant? How do you eliminate dairy?
I don't.
Okay, so those are your kind of cheat meals?
Yeah. Not everything has cheese in it. You know, I can get some wings.
But I'm talking more like if you get like, let's say you're going to have pasta or something like that. You know, they mix in so much
I don't
cream
think
into
too
those
much
things.
about it.
Okay.
But like at home, totally conscious. I really do
Makes
not eat dairy.
So here's what I want to do then with what our trending is. Science now has determined that the Mediterranean diet is the healthiest diet for you, and it will give you the best chance at losing weight in 2022. What I want to know is what, through the course of your life, as far as a diet, has worked for you.
You know what I like doing? I like to bring a spray bottle of bleach and just spray it on everything. No, I'm just trying. I'm just trying things and just like being conscious. You know?
I don't necessarily do it to try and lose weight, but it simplified my life doing intermittent fasting. Like I have my last food at like 6 or 8 o'clock the night before, and then I just don't eat till noon the next day.
Yeah, you're a really nice person.
It's so convenient. Skipping that meal, like not having breakfast, is just, I don't even think about it anymore.
I love the cranberry concentrate fast.
Oh, the 2 days.
And I know I'm not a nice person when I do it.
You're a bad human.
It's 3 days, actually.
Is that where you put the cayenne pepper in it, too, and stuff?
No, just the cranberry concentrate, but it's so amazing for your body. Your belly gets so flat. I'm going to do it this weekend.
There it is.
If you aren't a dad of a daughter, just kind of channel how you would have reacted to this situation. But this is a mom that put this out there, and I'm like, I would probably go to jail for doing something pretty bad if this happened. So it says, my ex-husband had our daughter for school break, and she came back so upset. He took her out of town to see some family, and she got her time of the month. He said that he wouldn't drive her to the store and get them because it's too embarrassing, that she would have to muscle through it and use toilet paper for a couple of days. I can't even read the rest of this. I'm so upset.
God, you should not have children if you have this mentality.
So upset at this. Can you imagine being 13, 14 years old and you have it and your dad just says, put some toilet paper there?
Man, there are some dudes like this. I was telling Kat real quick during that last song that my daughter Reagan had like a birthday sleepover when she was like 14, I think. And one of her friends, this happened to.
Yeah.
And Reagan's like, Dad, can you get some tampons? We don't have any here. And I'm like, you don't have any between you and your mother? There aren't any here? No, sure, I'll go to the store. By the way, she goes, her dad won't bring her any. I'm like, what do you mean he won't bring her any? Like, he's not at work or anything. It was a Friday night.
Yeah.
No, he won't go get them. I'm like, all right. So I get in the car. I drive to Target. In the meantime, I'm like, my wife's with, and I'm like, will you text her parents and let them know that, hey, I'm going to buy your daughter tampons because you won't?
Yeah.
Like, it was weird, Like, I didn't feel like I had to ask for permission, but it's a line that some could consider being crossed when you buy tampons for somebody else.
I think it's a line that should be crossed to show how embarrassing those parents are.
And I didn't get a response from either of them. And I was like, all right, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, I just did. It was like a party, They're all hanging around, having fun. I didn't want them to feel like left out. And then, of course, and then I was like, well, I'm going to let my wife take these downstairs to the girls because I don't really want to. It's even weirder with me walking in there.
Could this be something that you could take to court? I mean, that's like, it's a health issue.
Negligence,
a health issue for a young girl to have to deal with that. How traumatic. Like, you wouldn't even be able to sleep at night because you'd be worried that something was going to, go everywhere.
Some dudes don't care. Some guys just don't care.
Men cannot grasp what we go through for 5 days straight. You know what I mean? It's nothing like, I'm not going to say it's nothing we can't handle, but guys could definitely not handle it.
Sure do complain about it a lot.
Absolutely not. You would never know when I have it unless there's chocolate around, and then I just go crazy. Do you think I'm...
Oh, you definitely have a different attitude.
Do I really?
Definitely.
That can't be true.
No, listen.
That's not true.
Hand on a Bible, other hand to God.
Not true.
After doing the show with you for 15 years, I can tell... Maybe not the first day, but for sure the second day.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to test it out this month. You're going to tell me when you think I have it.
No problem.
All right, we're getting away from it. First thought Thursday. What's your first thought when you hear your daughter tell you when she comes home from a trip with dad that he would not buy me what I needed for my time of the month? It says, my ex-husband had our daughter for school break, and she came back so upset. He took her out of town to see family, and she got her time of the month. He said that he would not drive her to the store, that he would be too embarrassed to buy that stuff, that she would have to use toilet paper and muscle through it for a couple of days. I can't even imagine the amount of stress that this poor girl went through for 48 hours plus.
And who do you talk to about it if mom's not around and you're embarrassed?
And you can't just grab the keys and drive yourself to Walmart to go get what you need. We have some text coming in. Dominique says, I would be so upset. I was in 4th grade when mine started at school, and the nurse had to come explain what it was. I got ridiculed by my classmates that were boys, of course, when one of my pads fell out of my desk. So if my father wasn't there to help me, I would have been so mad and upset. You could trust that Liam would never react like that. Like, it's so important to expose boys to that stuff, that world, so they don't Why did you just roll your eyes?
Well,
they should absolutely know not to react like that and laugh
grade?
and point.
What Liam is what? In
fourth grade.
He knows exactly what a tampon would look like if someone pulled it out of their desk
100%.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think
Absolutely.
there's any way my boys knew about that in 4th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he would at least know not to point and laugh at a poor girl because something.
I think you're absolutely right. If they know what it is, there's no reason to point and laugh, right? Well, the problem is usually when you don't know what it is.
It's just education. It's like, listen, it has to be. It's a must-have for girls that have to start that. This text I love. My husband would spend hundreds of dollars getting me 3 sizes because he didn't know.
This happened
and
to me.
Tylenol and ice cream.
Here's how much I know the tampon world. On the way back from a hockey trip, I pulled into a Walmart and I said, I got to use the restroom. Anybody need anything? My wife goes, yeah, you should pick up some tampons.
Mm-hmm.
I go, all right. What do you need? She just texted me the word Playtex, and I got the exact right ones. You know how many Playtex versions there are?
Yes, I do.
Woo! And who nailed down that?
Good
Boom.
job.
This guy right here. Angel, tell me about the tampons.
This is my husband.
Your husband would not go buy your daughter what she needed if you weren't around?
Oh, not for her, not for me. He is so afraid of someone seeing him buying that stuff. He says it's lady things, and if I need it, then I need to buy it myself.
I would never be at a store and see a guy buy that and go, he's on his period. I would never do that.
I think that's what he's afraid of. I mean, it would sometimes explain why he's such a jerk. Maybe he has PMS. I don't know, but it's appalling, and it's so incredibly frustrating. And my daughter thinks that it's a shameful thing now to have her period, and it's thanks to her father.
Oh, thanks.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.